Hello, class. Today I'm going to be talking about a subject some of you may know something about, and some of you may not. I'm going to be talking about how we fabricate a dental impression. Now, many people think of a dental impression, but dental impressions don't only take impressions of teeth. We are able to take an impression of anything on the head and neck, to include the face, say for a custom fitted face mask or a custom fitted earpiece. Wouldn't you like to have that with your Bluetooth? But I'm going to show you, using some of the setup that I have here, how we go about doing that. The one I'm going to be taking today is on a mouth, which I have here, a little jaw from where I work. And I'm going to show you how we would take a replication of these teeth and duplicate it to start the custom prostheses. Also, I have here, we call this alginate. It's kind of like a putty. It's derived from seaweed because of its holding power. And I've got some water here and some pre-measured amount of this alginate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to put it in this tray that I have right here. And then I'm going to put it in the mouth. Now, obviously, we would be using a real mouth, but for purposes today, I'm just going to fit the tray into the mouth, and I'm going to show you what this custom impression looks like. Again, obviously, this impression would be for teeth. However, again, we could take an impression of a person's face, even their eyes or ears. We do a lot of work on blasts from the war, replacing body parts over at Lackland Air Force Base, where I used to work, and we have a state-of-the-art laboratory that does that. That's a little bit more advanced than what we're going to do here, but I'm going to show you the process for doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the water, I'm going to mix the water with the alginate. You have to be very careful when you're mixing this because you only get about 2 minutes. You got to mix it up really fast. Get it into the tray and into the patient's mouth, because if you don't, it's going to set up beforehand. It's going to be no good, and you have to start all over. You want to get this with the first try because it might smell pretty decent, but it does not taste very good. And there's not a lot of people that want to have this in their mouth. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. I'm dumping the water in. It's going to take a spatula. You have to incorporate it really well, really fast, kind of like a mixer. And you want to incorporate all the water. If you don't get all the water in there real well, it's not going to come out right. I'm not using the bowl that we would use ideally. However, it still should come out right. If it's hot or humid in your room, it won't come out right. All right, have a little bit of a problem here, but once I get it mixed up all together, get it in a nice lump, scoop it all up, insert it into my tray, right over the side here. There are different size trays that we can use for different size people, obviously. All right, and get this material into the tray. You want to get the material in the patient's mouth again as quickly as possible. So you have the patient open wide. You want to go back to front when you get it in their mouth, because if you go front to back, some of that's going to spill out the back of their mouth. All right, you leave this in the patient's mouth for about till it sets, roughly a minute, depending on how long it took you to mix. Once the material sets, you take a test and see if it is indeed set. And then you can go ahead and remove it from the patient's mouth. Again, afterwards, once you get it out, we pour this up in stone. The most common stone we'll use, some of you may have heard of, plaster of Paris. That is exactly what we use on these. And we will be able to get an exact duplication of these teeth. There are also some pre-portioned areas that we can do. All right. I'm going to test it out and see how it is coming along. And I see it's coming along well. It's not quite set yet. It will just start to solidify, kind of like some Play-Doh or like some wax. And once we're there, we go ahead and have the patient open wide. We would remove it from the patient's mouth. and you'd have a good impression of the area that you need. Again, you have to have perfect room temperatures. If it's too hot or humid, and it's kind of humid in here, it's not going to come out quite right. All right? So, again, that's how we would fabricate a dental impression, not only for teeth. There's state-of-the-art advances that we can do any body part. I hope everybody learned a little something about that. All right. Everybody have a good day. Bye-bye.